think we are finally getting going. Looks like everything's on. Okay. Hopefully, just get some people come in here as we go. Gonna go and get this started. Hopefully, whenever people come in, they rewind, and go back to the beginning. So we're gonna start this at the very beginning. We'll react to it, talk about it as we go through it. Oh, give me just a second here. Looks like I don't have my own audio turned on right now. So let's go ahead. Pretty sure it's just my Bluetooth having some issues right now. No, it's not. Okay. Why do we have the sound off right now? Oh, I know why. I believe that was the right one that needed pulled out. Let's see if we're working. All right, can you hear me now? Try to turn my mic up. Let me know if it's good or is it too loud. Oh, buddy. Yeah, it's time, isn't it? Give me just a second, Cove. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let me know how the audio is. Do I still need to turn it up? Can you guys hear me okay now? Still been trying to adjust the audio as we go here. Um, how we looking? Up, up. Waiting to see you guys' feedback in the chat. I'm gonna go feed the dog real quick. Let me know if you guys can hear me, okay? Come on, buddy. Come on. Okay. All right, I will be right back. Come on, buddy. Let's go get some food. Come on. Okay, here we go. So it's real curious. I wonder why the volume on this is so low. When I used And I'm adjusting this as I'm talking. You let me know how this is, okay? This is when my microphone is all the way cranked up. All right, so you guys let me know how that sounds. When I was using Zoom, I had I had it almost the lowest, right, and it was still loud enough. I think it adjusts the volume for me. I'm starting to use OBS, in doing this whole streaming thing. Still trying to figure out the whole audio situation. I figured out the echo situation that was happening in the Madden videos. Still trying to figure out my own volume, the volume of everything else that we do here. So it's nice to get some feedback. Thanks for letting me know. I'm continuing to try to adjust and figure out exactly what I need to be doing here. Interesting. That's still low. I'm going to tinker with it and see if I can figure out how to get the best audio to you guys. Now, I wonder. All right. Hold on 1 second. Let me full size that. All right, so we have that ready to go on that end. So let's see here. If I turn that on. Let me know if that does anything. I don't know if that's going to help at all. Hoping this is going to be better. Still the same. It's interesting. I got everything all the way up right now. Yeah, everything that we're using, the volume is all the way up on it. Not quite sure why the volume wouldn't be what it needs to be. Alright, now there's echo. Okay, so that's what I was afraid of there. So we'll turn that back off. Should be good now. Alright, so echo should be gone. Real question is, why is my voice quiet? Part of me wonders if maybe it's because I have the headphones on, but this this is the best way to do it. Interesting. We're going to have to rock with this right now. And then I'll have to continue messing with this. I can't figure out right now exactly how to fix that issue. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. See a couple of you chilling in here. Let's go ahead and get rolling on this thing. So it seems like in this one, it's going to be about how Indianapolis became Indianapolis due to the sports franchises. That's what I'm getting out of this early on, right? Mention of the Indy 500, mention of the a pro basketball team, the Pacers, and then the Colts. So it looks like this is going to be about how the Colts coming to town help shape what we know as Indianapolis now. Okay. So with that said, I think I just had to figure out, right? I have to put this gain up. The gain should make the mic louder. Um, If that is better, if we can hear me better, please let me know. But so far, again, looks like what we're looking at is this episode about Indianapolis being about how the Colts coming to town kind of shaped what Indianapolis is. So let's keep going. That part right there in the last episode, they kind of grazed over the fact that the Hoosier Dome was built with no occupants, like grazed over it. So I hope that's something we talk more about, or that there's more mention of, like the fact that they built something for a football team to use without us actually having a football team. Like, what a gamble, right? If the Colts end up going to Phoenix, what's it used for? Do the Colts ever get a football team? Do they? I assume MLS either wasn't big or wasn't a thing back then. Like, do they try to put a baseball team in there, like, and try to fit it for a baseball team? What happens if that doesn't happen? That's something that I hope gets talked about and expanded on throughout this process. What's that? Wow. Gotta admit, that's quite the strategy, especially for that time, um, to bring together a whole area of that many people, right? 750,000 people, and you're taking different individual governments in the state and saying, "Hey, let's all come together. Let's be one," with the ultimate strategy of being a better city in whole, right? You end up with, again, 750,000 people going from 30th, 30th biggest city in the United States to the ninth, and put themselves in that upper echelon. So quite the strategy, and now they're getting into the part about the Pacers and what part the Pacers played in this whole thing. That's right. Wow. It's a lot of money for the 70s, man. Wow. There's no way that the greatest, maybe the greatest person to ever play a sport ever. Like, you look at Wayne Gretzky's career and compare him to everybody else that's ever played hockey. Like, far and away, like, levels above everybody. And he only got to play 8 games for a team in Indiana because their financial situation was messed up, and he had to be sold to the Oilers, where he went on to easily be the best hockey player to ever live. Unreal. I've never heard I've never heard of the Racers. I didn't know that Wayne Gretzky played for a team, a pro hockey team in Indiana. How about that? Just something that's going to just be thrown in as a part of this whole thing. That's a pretty cool little thing, but pretty crazy. Like, of course, he can't stay in Indy and become the greatest. Sacramento. We almost ended up in a situation where both of the teams in Indianapolis almost ended up in the West Coast, right? Sacramento for the Pacers, and Sacramento would have never had the Kings. And then the Colts almost ended up in Phoenix, which would have been crazy, right? Obviously, then the Cardinals never make their way there. Maybe it ends up being the Arizona Colts and the Indianapolis Cardinals. Right, the Cardinals were in Chicago way back, like 1915. They were in Chicago, so who knows how that would have went. But could have been much different for Indianapolis. Luckily, fans came together and were able to save the Pacers. That's exactly what we were talking about at the beginning of the video. Would they expand on it? So it was just a gamble. At the end of the day, just a gamble. Hey, good chance we're able to get a sports team, a football team, if we build this stadium. They ended up doing so, and that gamble paid off, right? They're talking about a visionary, being able to see things ahead, right? These are any great thing, any great place. It all had a visionary, right? Somebody that saw the vision, saw the bigger picture, and had the mental fortitude to be able to put everything on the right course, right? And luckily, Indianapolis was put on the right course. And right again, Pacers being saved is a big part of that, from what it sounds. But then you get just somebody, right, building a good facility. It's not just building a stadium, it's building one that somebody's going to say, okay, let's take what we have, let's go over into this building. It ended up working out, which I think is really unique. Something that this day and age, I mean, maybe that still happens. I don't know if it would happen on this grand a stage, right, for what it was, trying to build that way. Is anybody building massive stadiums somewhere without any assurance that anything's ever going to come with it? That's what I think. I think the story that this brings is pretty great, honestly. Bill has some massive cojones. Need more of that. So it's interesting as this is quite a twist in the story. Like, I thought the only option for my entire life, I thought the only option was that the Colts go to Indy, right? And then it turns out, well, the Colts almost went to Phoenix, and there were other options. And at the end of the day, they're talking about NFL expansion. They were talking about expansion at this time, trying to expand the NFL. And then they couldn't expand the NFL because of a lawsuit with the Raiders and that whole thing and everything that he was talking about, right? And I just think that that's interesting that one of the expansion teams that ended up coming in could have been in Indianapolis, right? Like, what if we ended up, right, the Browns come back to the NFL in Indianapolis, right? What if the Colts still end up waiting, right? What if the Colts wait 15 years and end up getting the Panthers or the Texans or the Jaguars, right? One of these teams that end up coming in later. Like, this is a very interesting thing. I didn't expect this to be one of the things to come up. I've never heard that the Colts were actually looking at getting an expansion team before any mention of the Colts ever even happened. All right, real quick, I'm going to go back here. Story, he said, hey, the Rooney family, I hate the Steelers. The Rooney family is football royalty. Just the way it is. They are football royalty. So at this time, getting any sort of nod of approval for what they had done to be ready for an NFL franchise, getting that nod of approval from the Rooneys, I'm sure ended up going a long way, right? It's like the kind of pull that Jerry Jones has now with things that happen in the NFL. That's like Dan Rooney back in the day. That was, in my opinion, the equivalent, right? Again, Rooneys are football royalty, so I feel like that was probably a huge step towards the NFL coming to Indianapolis. There it is. This is where the good stuff comes. That's interesting. And I wonder if they'll say or if there ever was a reason that came out. There's some things, right? I know there was a baseball player this past off season for baseball that, at least from what I heard, was going to sign for a team. I think maybe the Dodgers or some other team, or maybe the Yankees. I think the report was the Yankees. Comes out that that's going to happen. He changes his mind, takes slightly less money, goes and plays for Dodgers. I think that's how it worked out, right? Just because the deal couldn't stay quiet. I've heard other things like that before in different kinds of deals. I think specifically there was something in the NFL either last season or the season before where there was a deal that ended up getting made, but one of the owners came out afterwards and said, like, if this would have been talked about in the media at all, like, we wouldn't have done it, we would have backed out. I think there's something like that. So I wonder if because the deal became public that, maybe, Bob Irsay, maybe he was like, you know what? I don't like the way you're doing business. You're trying to put public pressure on us and make it seem like this is a sure thing. We haven't signed yet. I feel like that's probably what it is, right? Like, we haven't signed anything. We haven't, legally agreed to terms. And you're already saying that this is going to happen. I'm going to go another direction. Maybe that's what happened. We'll have to see if that's what comes up or if they have any information on that. But I feel like that's probably how that deal ends up getting tossed out. Okay. All I had to do is listen for 5 more seconds. Apparently, we will learn more about that on next week's episode. I can't wait to hear what happened there. Thank goodness. You gotta go potty. Come on. You wanna go potty? Come on. Come on, let's go potty. Come on. Let's go. Come on. You gotta go potty? want to hang out? Okay. You got both. Okay. So next one again going to be about the Mayflower, and the move over, right? Um, and everything that happened. I forget what the fourth one. Oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. I can't remember what the fourth one is titled. Um, I think. Oh, the aftermath. The aftermath is what that one is. So next one's about uh, the move over and some of the details behind that situation. And I can't wait to hear, man. Some already know of some things that I didn't know coming out of this. So, we keep learning more about it. I know I'm learning more about it as somebody that was born after the Colts got to Indy. I know I have people watching that have been around the entire time the Colts were in Indy. So maybe you guys already know about this. But for me, I'm learning everything on the fly right now, and I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean? I'm enjoying it. I appreciate you stopping by for another video. I'm going to keep trying to pump out content, going to keep going live and building a dynasty with the Colts on Madden 24. I'd like you guys to stop by and let's build the team together, right? We as a community, let's go build a dynasty, okay? So I like having fun with you guys. I like that we can do this live stream thing now, especially in this dead time. There's really nothing going on in terms of NFL or Colts. So it's nice to have this right now. It's nice to be able to, talk to you guys in real time. That's probably my favorite part about going live is talking to you guys in real time. So again, make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you get notified anytime we do go live, any videos that come out. Make sure you get notified for them. And, of course, I appreciate you stopping by for another video. As always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.